Alright, Rich here from the RCNetwork, and wanted to do an update on my MIP conversion on my LOSI SCTE. Probably have about 6 to 7 hours of wrench time now on this truck, converting it over to the MIP Pro4mance Kit. Very impressed so far with a lot of the quality of parts and just the overall thought that went into this kit. I have pretty much set up almost everything now. Just got a lot of fine-tuning to do. I set up the shocks last night along with installed all the electronics from my previous video. No electronics were in there and didn't have the shock set up. So I really worked to try and get everything at least complete on the chassis. Still have wheels and tires. I'm going to glue up a new set, and also went ahead and purchased a new body. And I'm working on a couple items on this truck so far. The first thing is just the shocks, and they are very complex, and there's a lot of different variations of valving and different things with the bypass one shock. So I'll probably do a whole separate video just on the shocks themselves. But I wanted to give you guys kind of a look at how everything has turned out so far, and throw in a couple things that I ran into when installing in the second portion of this video. I know I covered a couple of things on the previous video, a couple more little snags that I ran into on this one. So let's take a look. I'm going to go ahead and grab the camera and go in close. Alright, so we're back in here close now, and the first thing that I kind of want to cover are the shock towers. And I've done quite a bit of research online, and going on to some of the different forums, obviously RC Short Course, RC Tech, and a few of them, and there's been a lot of questions on the shock towers. And the first one I have particularly is there's a small issue with the body mounts. And I have a body mount here that I want to show you guys. And I'm also going to show you guys the difference in the shock towers compared to the TLR tuning kit shock towers. So let's go ahead and take a look at those, and I'll kind of lay them on there so you guys can see how they look in comparison. So I have the rear here, and let's go ahead and take a look at that MIP one. And here's the rear off the TLR tuning kit. So if you see there, they stick out probably a good another inch. The other thing that I noticed also is, a lot of people other have too, the MIP kit 3mm, TLR 4mm, a little bit thicker on the TLR, and not to mention that on the MIP it's a lot wider. You can really definitely feel this shock. When I was mounting this up last night, you can feel the flex in those shock towers, especially towards the ends. So back to my worry, there's been talk about a redesign of the shock towers, and I pulled up Matt Olson's most recent setup sheet for OCRC, and he actually talks about a prototype MIP shock tower that has holes that are very similar to the TLR shock tower. So makes me wonder, should I just go ahead and stick my TLRs back on there? I'm not sure. So that's kind of out right now for debate. The next thing is the body mounts. Well, here's a little interesting thing. On the rear, I think I'm pretty much okay. They go on and they can mount on there, and they just clear that last hole spacing from the shocks. If I want to mount them inward on any of those other three holes, I think I'm pretty much out of luck, or I'm going to have to fabricate some kind of new body mount. Now on the fronts, it's a whole different story. Let's see if I can focus here. And here's the front one, and it clearly will not fit on there because of the little shocks there. So anyways, that's one thing that I'm trying to work out. The next thing, I went ahead and you can kind of see some shiny stuff on the top of the shock towers. I went ahead and CA glued those. I've had one before very similar to the MIP, and this was a 4mm one. This was off of a Jammin Nex 10. You can see how wide those are. I mean, very similar to the MIP ones. And if I can close up here, look at that. That's a nice little crack right there. So I'm definitely not new to cracking carbon fiber. So anyways, that's probably the one biggest thing that I'm running into. As far as shocks, I kind of went with Matt Olson's setup using the .010 valving on the shocks in rebound mode. He did use the orange springs on the rear. He uses the blue on the front. I went ahead and went with the yellow for right now. And the other thing that he did was he used 47.5. I have pretty much 45 all around. So that's my setup. That's to get me on the track and start testing and see how this thing is going to do. As far as electronics, same thing that you guys have seen before. RX8 Pro4 4000. I've got my SR3100 right there from Spectrum. Got the 1258, my little cap right there. And as still working on the antenna, I'm probably going to shorten the tubing, not the antenna. So that's probably about it so far. I have a brand new body here. Show you guys that. It's nothing much to look at right now because it's the clear plastic. But pretty much got the, let's see here, Flotek clear body. So nothing branded, no Raptor or Silverado or anything, but got that. One other thing I did pick up was the titanium nitride shock shafts. You can see them in there, the nice little gold ones right there. Picked those up. I already had the shocks completely disassembled. It was $12 for a set of 4. I couldn't pass that up when everything's already disassembled. So that's basically it for now on the update. I plan to do a before I run update and show you guys what the body looks like, wheels and tires, and how everything came together with the body mounts and all that kind of stuff. So that's it for now, guys. Any questions, throw them on down below. And as always, hit the like button if you like the video. Over and out.